Okay, so hey guys and welcome back to another Sport This Week video, and in today's video I've got basketball, cricket, tennis, NFL, football, UFC and Formula 1 news. If you are new around here though and you haven't subscribed, please do so, like the video if you do indeed like the video, and let's get straight into it. So, starting off this week, I'm going to start off with the cricket news. So, it was the last test game of the Ashes between England and Australia. It was currently 3-0 as the last match was a draw, but now it's 4-0 as Australia won by 458 to 312, that they now win the Ashes by a landslide really, which isn't good for English cricket. It shows that something really needs to be done on the test side. Moving on though, I'm going to go on to the tennis news now, where Sabalenka lost 2-1 versus Peterson and Keys won 2-0 versus Risque to win the Adelaide Women's Open. And yeah, that is all the tennis news. Not loads this week, but yeah, obviously there's a whole thing with Novak Djokovic, but I don't really feel I need to talk about that because that's more I guess political stuff than sport related stuff really. But yeah, moving on to basketball news now. Bulls lost 113 to 99 versus Mavericks. Lakers lost 127 to 119 versus Grizzlies. Celtics won 101 to 98 versus Pacers. 76ers won 111 to 91 versus Rockets. Bulls won 133 to 87 versus Pistons. Clippers won 87 to 85 versus Nuggets. 76ers lost 109 to 98 versus Hornets. Celtics won 119 to 100 versus Pacers. Heat won 115 to 91 versus the Hawks. Lakers lost 125 to 116 versus Kings. Bulls lost 138 to 112 versus Nets. Clippers lost 130 to 89 versus Pelicans. 76ers won 111 to 99 versus Celtics. Bulls lost 138 to 96 versus Warriors. Heat won 124 to 118 versus Hawks. 76ers won 109 to 98 versus Heat. Clippers lost 101 to 94 versus Spurs. Sorry about that. Celtics won 114 to 112 versus Bulls. And Lakers won 133 to 96 versus Nuggets. Sorry if I'm lagging a little bit. And sorry for that. I just kind of choked then. My bad. Moving on to the NFL news now though, which is now the wild card. Patriots lost 47 to 17 versus Bills. So I mean, as I'm a Patriots fan, bit of a shame, but oh well, I guess it's been a pretty decent season really for the Patriots. And Buccaneers won 31 to 15 versus the Eagles. And yeah, that is all the NFL news. Moving on to the football news now. The English football news. Man U won 1-0 versus Villa. Southampton won 4-1 versus Brentford. Fulham won 7-0 versus Reading. Real Madrid won 3-2 versus Barcelona. Chelsea won 1-0 versus Spurs. West Ham won 2-0 versus Norwich. Inter won 2-1 versus Juventus. Wood has signed for Newcastle. Digne has signed for Villa. Fiorentina won 5-2 versus Napoli. El Ghazi has signed for Everton. Bilbao won 2-1 versus Atletico. Liverpool drew 0-0 versus Arsenal. Sterling won Player of the Month. Guardiola won Manager of the Month. And Lacazette won Goal of the Month. Janssen has signed a 2-year contract extension with Brentford. Brighton drew 1-1 versus Palace. Dortmund won 5-1 versus Freiburg. Man City won 1-0 versus Chelsea. Newcastle drew 1-1 versus Watford. Norwich won 2-1 versus Everton. Wolves won 3-1 versus Southampton. Fulham won 6-2 versus Bristol. Villa drew 2-2 versus Man U. Benitez has been sacked from Everton. Leeds won 3-2 versus West Ham. Liverpool won 3-0 versus Brentford. Betis won 2-1 versus Sevilla. Real Madrid won 2-0 versus Sevilla to win the Supercopa de España. Lille drew 1-1 versus Marseille. And Inter drew 0-0 versus Atalanta. And yeah, that is all the football news. Some big news. I mean, Newcastle actually signing more players. Everton sacking their manager. And yeah, obviously the cup win for Real Madrid as well. Moving on to the F1 news now though. Bukowski has left Alpine. He was the executive director and he has now left. And Crack is Aston Martin's new team boss. So yeah, two little team changes around. Well, quite a big thing for Aston Martin really, but two team changes about. And yeah, that is all the F1 news. Moving on to the UFC and final sport. for this week. Covington will fight Masvidal on the 5th of March, which is a big fight, which I'll be doing a predictions for. Speaking of predictions, I was going to do my Team of the Year pack opening later on this week, but I'm just going to wait until the whole Team of the Year's out. So yeah, that'll probably be it within probably a month or so, whenever the whole one comes out. But I'm going to do a Ngannou versus Garn prediction later on this week. So yeah, and the final little bit of news is that Qatar won via decision versus Chikadze in the UFC. So yeah, that is all the news this week. I hope you did enjoy. Like the video if you did, like the video, subscribe if you're new, and thanks for watching.